What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys. So this is not necessarily going to be a review. It is just going to be me giving my little 10 cents about the documentary Megan Thee Stallion, in her words, that premiered on Prime Video on, I think it was October 31st, also Halloween. So I didn't watch it then because I'm a spooky season person, and on Halloween I typically every year watch Michael Myers. Every Halloween I watch him, right? So this year was no exception, but I knew that at some point I was gonna get around to watching this documentary, and I watched it today, you guys. So if you guys watched it, definitely jump in the comment section and please tell me if you guys watched it, what you guys think about it. How did you feel leaving it, right? And we'll talk about how I felt leaving it. But before we even get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us talk about Megan Thee Stallion, in her words, shall we? All right, you guys. So before we even get into it, so like I said, it premiered on Prime on Thursday. I think it's number one. So congratulations to Meg. I know Meg has some new music out. I saw that she released some new music. I think it was the same day. I could be wrong, but let's see. She has a new project out. It's called Megan Act 2. And it consists of, girl, how many songs is on this thing? It's a lot of songs on here. Oh, so it's different acts. Okay. Well, it says Act 2. Oh, okay, I see. It got some of her other songs. Okay, cool. We'll give it a listen. I know she got a new song called Bigger in Texas. Paul Wall. Oh my God. Girl, you got some Texas hitters in this. Okay, Megan, I'm listening to it later. But that leads me into it. So when it opened up, we talked about her and her mom, and we went back to 2000 when they were playing Do the South Side, yeah, the South Side. So I was like, oh my God, that reminds me of, my younger, childhood. Because even when I was in college, that was still a song, and that song is old. If you guys are not from Texas, the South Side song is old as hell. Like, there's a lot of songs from the early 2000s and the 90s that were still played in the club when I was going to the club when I was in college. And like I said, some of those songs were old, so it was just like, ah, man, this gives me a real true Texas feel. And I was here for it, you guys. I really, truly was here for it. So we get into it, and we get into Megan getting into music, posting her stuff on YouTube, her mama seeing it. It was nice, seeing some of the some footage of Megan with her mother. And when you literally think about it, Megan has experienced a lot in her young life. Because how old is Megan right now? How old is Meg? Because Meg is in her late 20s. She's 29 years old. So next year she'll be 30 years old. Like Meg's story is kind of like mine, because even in my younger 20s, right? Actually, from like 18 to my mid 20s, I had experienced a lot of loss myself as well. So I definitely, just got where she was coming from. So we all know the story about her father, that because she talked about her dad in here as well, that her dad was in prison. But then when her dad got out, they were inseparable. And it was something that she said that her dad said, and it's kind of similar to, it's not the exact wording that my grandmother used to use to me when I was a kid. And this is why I don't like. I have a select amount of friends, right? I can count my friends on both hands. How many friends I have today currently, right? Younger me had, oh, that's my friend, that's my friend, that's my friend, that's my friend. Everybody was my friend, right? I felt a way seeing this girl Kelsey in this shit. I was like, God. When I flashed and saw Kelsey, I was like, ugh. I was like, but I knew we would see a lot of Kelsey because this timeline is really the timeline of the events that happened with Megan, Tory Lanez, and Kelsey, right? So that's really truly what this whole thing is about. But we did see, my bad, you guys, we had some little memory issues with this phone. Now, what I was saying is we did see, like I said, we saw the beginning of her rap career. We also saw her graduate from, she graduated from TSU, right? We saw her graduate. We saw a lot of things. Then we get into when her mother got sick and when she took her mom off of life support. Man, I don't know how she was able to do that and still, be standing today and the woman that she is today. Like, that takes incredible strength to be able to do that. Now, if you guys haven't lost your parents, then you guys don't really know what that loss is like. That is a truly devastating loss, right? And it's something that you just never 100% come back from. Now, my story is nowhere near compared to hers. My mom, was a woman of a certain age. My mom, when she passed away, so I said this before, and somebody called in and asked me how old was I, but I had to explain to you guys I'm adopted by my mom. My mother that I'm talking about, she isn't biologically my mother. She is maternally my aunt. But my mom passed away in 2017, and so my mom died. She died. She was 76 years old because she would have been 77 on September 19th of that year, and she coincidentally died on March 19th of that year, which was also my grandmother's birthday, which was so weird to me, which was the weirdest thing in the world to me. But neither here nor there, right? So yeah, my story isn't like Megan's, where I had to take my mom off of life support because that would have crushed me. But what happened with my mom, I still had to make a decision because she had lost a lot of blood. So at one point, the doctors came out and they said they were, trying to resuscitate her, right? And so at one point they came out and they asked me, do you want us to continue? I said yes, but after about, I think it was like 30 minutes or so, I was like, okay, y'all can stop. Just let it go. Just stop and let her go. Because obviously she's gone at this point, right? So when Megan was talking about that, I just knew what she was talking. I knew how she felt. And to see her, go to her graduation, like, that's something that I've been thinking about here a lot lately. Because you guys know that I want to go back to school. I'm going back to school for film, and I'm also going back for my master's in sports and entertainment management, right? So I'm gonna go back for those two things. And I think about it, it's like when I go back, like when I graduate, who's really gonna be there, right? Like, my mom is not here, my grandmother is not here. Now let me say, I do have other family who's still around, so I will have people there, but no one will be I know my family will be proud of me, but the biggest cheerleaders that I had in my life, or I still have, again, let me say this, I still have people in my life who cheer me on. My family cheers me on. But growing up, from from elementary to middle school to high school to college, my mom and my grandmother were there. My mom was there for every graduation. kindergarten. Well, when I graduated from, I didn't do Head Start. I went to daycare graduation. My mom and grandmother were there. Elementary school graduation, my mom and my grandmother were there. Middle school graduation, my mom and my grandmother were there. High school graduation, my mom and my grandmother were there. College, when I graduated college, my mom was there because my grandmother passed away just a few months before I graduated college, and it broke me. It broke me so badly because I was like, when it was coming down to the wire of me applying for graduation, I was like, I told my mom, I was like, I don't really want to apply for it, and I don't want to do the graduation because my family and I, we call my grandmother Big Mama. I was like, Big Mama's not here. She was like, she's not physically here with you, but she's still here. So you go to that graduation, and we are gonna celebrate. She's here. We're gonna celebrate. And I was like, okay, cool. So I did it. Did it, and we did it. But I did love the support that Megan got when she walked out on the stage. Everybody in that place was screaming for her, and I know that they had to feel good to her, right? So like I said, throughout this, there are two people in this that I saw that got an instant eye roll from me: Academics and Kelsey. Because those two faces you see quite a bit in this documentary. You also do see Tasha K quite a bit in this documentary as well. And what I will say about Megan, and I said this plenty of times before, and I think I'm pretty positive I've said it before about her. Granted, Kelsey was already in her life before her mama passed away, and I don't know why. I don't know how nobody didn't see that the girl was a damn snake in the grass. But that's fine. You live and you learn, right? But I think that some of the things that she was doing after 2019, from 2019 until that trial, and even probably, I think she's on a better trajectory today, and I think she probably now has the right people in her corner and around her to show her love, to be there for her, right? But from after her mom passed away, like I said, if you haven't lost your parents, you don't necessarily know what that feels like, because it's like a big chunk of you is now gone, and you're now navigating in a world by yourself, and you're trying to figure out, who am I, right? You're trying to figure out, how do I live without these people in my life? It's just a new world for you, and it's just a lot that you're trying to navigate through, figure out, right? And I think with Megan, I just think that Megan just found people who gravitated towards her because, one, her star was on the rise, right? Her star was on the rise, and you can see that she's gonna be the new it girl. She's doing all these good things. She's got it popping and everything. So I think that that's what happened, is a lot of people just gravitated toward her, trying to ride her coattails, right? And in the state that she was in, she couldn't decipher, who was really for Megan and who was just here for what she could do for them and go along for the ride, right? So in ushers Tori and Kelsey, right? You guys, we all know the story. We all know that they went to Kylie. This is 2020. We all know that they went to Kylie Jenner's party. After Kylie Jenner's party, that's when, a whole bunch of shit happened, right? In the car, we all know Megan got shot in the feet, but she said that she stepped on glass and she was protecting Tori. And the one thing that I will say is, a lot of people, because I was on social media the other day, and it's interesting that people were picking up on the clip of her saying, yeah, I lied to Gayle King. So what? We may have fucked once or twice, right? But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. People pick that apart. And this thing is a whole this is an almost 2 hour documentary. But that's the one thing y'all want to pick up and plaster all over social media. That's it. That means y'all ain't got nothing, right? So here's my thing. I'm not blaming Megan. I'm not saying Megan did anything wrong. We all know what 2020 was. We were all in the house together, right? She talked about, doing Savage remix with Beyonce. We saw her get her awards. The thing is, I got where Megan was coming from. We all know how, again, 2020. We know what 2020 was like. We all lived through 2020. We were stuck in the house, right? There was so much political unrest with the George Floyd situation. Breonna Taylor, the Orange Man, was still in office at that time. Again, global pandemic. So there was a lot that was going on. And so when this happened in July 12th, which was before my birthday, I didn't even remember that this happened right around the time of my birthday. But so July 12th, she was just really trying to protect him because, again, all the political unrest in the country of 2020. I get it, and I'm not upset with her, right? Me personally, I would have turned a little leprechaun in. I would have turned a little leprechaun in. Period, point blank. But I got why she didn't do it, right? So then we fast forward, and she talks about WAP with Cardi B, because at this point people knew she was lying, right, about what happened, and she was kind of worried about her career. But WAP came out. The interesting thing for me when it comes to WAP, and I've said this plenty of times before about WAP, it's very interesting that it's the double standard. A man can talk about, I'm sleeping with all these hoes and bitches, these bitches this, talk about drugs and all that kind of stuff in the music, but you praise them and you uplift them. But the minute a woman talks about her, her sexuality, oh, she's a slut, oh, she's a hoe, oh, she's a this and this and that, I just can't roll with it. Then the other thing that blows my mind and still boggles me to this day is, here's the thing. When it comes to Tory and Megan, the whole situation, I understood that there were going to be black men that supported him and uplifted him, right? What blows me is the black women who do it as well. It's like, damn, y'all some trifling, treacherous ass sisters. Then I saw this. It was this one clip in this thing where this guy was like, Tory should have aimed higher. I was like, are you serious, sir? Y'all do a lot for people that y'all don't. Y'all do a lot, and of so much anger, animosity, hatred, and vitriol for people who y'all don't know from a can of paint. Like, it blows my mind and it baffles me, right? So the Gayle King interview, like I said, we remember when she did the interview with Gayle King. Gayle asked her if she had ever had sex with Tory. She says no. Now, I saw Gayle made a comment about it, and it was a positive comment that Gayle made, because I guess people were going to her saying that Megan called her a bitch. If y'all go back and watch the documentary, in the context in which Megan said it, it ain't like, oh, this stupid bitch this, or oh, that bitch that. She's like, I wasn't expecting for the bitch to ask me that question. Like, we're here to talk about this case, not who I'm fucking. And what I will say about Megan is, it's something that I did as well. When my mom passed away, I went into a deep depression, right? I became not even a little bit, I was completely, the S word, right? I drank a lot. I drank a lot. I was, out there. Like she said, she was fucking and drinking. I understand where she was coming from, because I was doing the same thing as well, right? That is definitely something that I can say I did. Also, like I said in the previous video, I don't remember a lot from that time period. Like, any time in my life after my mom has passed away, if I have a season where I go through like a huge, deep depression, I don't remember anything from it. Like, I once I come through it, then I'm fine. But when I'm in that depression, I don't remember anything from it. Like, there are 2 points in my life where I don't remember anything. 2017, when my mom passed away, and also 2021 to 22. Even though I was still coming on here doing videos, I don't remember some of that stuff. Like, there's some things in that time period that I do not remember. Like, I legitimately don't remember it. So then we see, as you know, she's performing, and this is leading up, you know, we're leading up to the trial. Again, it's the fact that people, here's the thing, you can have your feelings about her. You can feel that she lied on Tory. You can feel like a lot of things. But the problem that I have is when I see that certain people, it feels like certain people take things so personally, right? Like, it's been done to you. And I don't get that. I don't get that. Like, it makes no sense to me. Something that blew me when I saw it, I didn't even know that this happened, because I didn't follow Tory, and I didn't follow Puff. But I saw that they did a live together. I was like, oh, so y'all can share a jail cell together too. Isn't that interesting? 2 niggas that, never mind, we ain't even gonna get into it. So we see Tory. That man literally was taunting that girl throughout this entire time. And it's like, nigga, you got a case pending against you. Why the fuck are you taunting her? Then Drake got involved. There was like so much stuff. And I just really felt bad for Megan. I felt bad for her. Now, let me also point this out here real quickly for you. I love Megan. Big fan of Megan. If you guys didn't see on my Instagram, when she came here to Dallas, I was at that concert right there front row to see her. So I love Megan. But I'm so happy for her because, you know, she did SNL. After she did SNL, she went to a wellness retreat or something like that, and she came back in better spirits, right? And then, you know, we saw the verdict from the trial, and when she just started crying, I know that was just like a relief on her. But yeah, you guys, that's really all I wanted to talk about. If you guys haven't watched it, definitely go check it out. I'm not saying that it's gonna change if you felt how you felt about her. I'm not saying it's gonna change anybody's opinions about her, but just listen to her story. Just listen to it from her words and her point of view. Listen to that, right? Because like I said, she has been through a lot, and I think after her mom died, she was trying to find people who were there for her, who would have her back and support her. And I think she found some bad people, i.e. Kelsey and i.e. Tory. Then I saw that tweet of him talking about he was just a nigga, he just guilty of having good dick and fucking 2 niggas. Say what now? You know what? Oh, I can't stand. Go to hell. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, you guys, let me know if you guys watched it down in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, and until the next time, you guys, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.